So I think and then I did a session for him finally, and his dad was there actually that day. It
Oh,
was
okay.
like a Saturday, and they were just kind of hanging out in Studio A, and I met his dad, and I went into the drum set, and I guess he's like I was telling my dad about you, like he was really, like enthusiastic about all the stuff that we were going to do together, which I had no knowledge of, but it's just I started coming out there more often and more often at that point. But I think the first thing we did was he asked me to overdub drums on a song called "The Grand Progression."
That's a classic, yeah.
Yes, and he started the track up, and I was kind of uncertain about like what was the approach, because it sounded like instruments were sort of coming in and out, and sort of like almost like a Sly Stone record. You know how like it's like you'll hear something and it'll be gone.
Oh, yeah, right.
Something will pop in the mix out of nowhere. It's, how Sly's records are weird like that.
Right.
That's what it was like. And I was like, I kept getting ready to do something, but then things would change a little bit. And he finally stopped the tape. He says, "Is something wrong?" I say, "Yeah." I said, I'm having trouble figuring out how to approach this. And he said, "Oh, it's supposed to sound like musicians are coming together. It's for a movie I'm working on." It was for Graffiti Bridge. Was Grand Progression got replaced by Still Would Stand All Time.
Okay. Yeah.
Is what happened. And he said, "It's supposed to sound like you don't exactly know what you're doing." And I said, wow. Okay. It's supposed to sound like you're trying to follow along. I said, okay. And that freed me up, but it still took a bit of like method acting, sort of.
Yeah.
But then again, I really didn't know what I was doing. So it's like, it wasn't acting. It was just, that was what he was after, And I'll tell you this. I left the Studio A looking for a bathroom, and it was on a Saturday. So a lot of the staff wasn't there.
Okay.
So there was nobody really to tell me like, where's the bathroom? So I think I turned left and I went up the stairs. Okay. And I walked all the way down, and I saw like the stained glass door of his office. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the bathroom. Right. So I go all the way in. This might be the first time I'm telling this story publicly. I go in, and I'm like, okay, well, this is somebody's office. It looks kind of like an office. Well, maybe I go around the corner. Oh, there's the bathroom. I'm standing in there at the commode, and then it hits me like, you idiot. You're in Prince's private area. You peeing in his toilet. And then I look around, I'm like, whoa. And then I just got finished up and got out of there as quick as I could. I was like, I bet he probably had that on camera. He probably me leaving his office.
And you went back in the studio, and he goes, "Michael, never pee in my toilet
use
again."
My bathroom. Yeah,
right.
Ain't you got no home training? So there was that. I was petrified that he would find out, but nobody saw me. Nobody seemed to see me.
Yeah. That place had a lot of turns that and you've probably seen most of the places. Before we move on to other stuff, a quick question. This was from our, the viewers don't know that you're coming on, but somebody in something else when you were on my show, they wanted to know what kind of cabinets in the recording studio were they?
You mean in the actual control room?
Yeah. I think
like they want to know what kind of speakers were in there.
Yeah, I think that. I'm not a musician, so
I wish I could tell you. They were made of wood, is all I remember.
Okay.
And they looked very expensive.
Okay.
And I actually had a conversation about the sound system in Studio A once with Sal Greco, who used to be the studio technician at Paisley.
Right.
And then he left to work for Ocean Way in Nashville, I think. But Sal Greco, just the nicest guy you ever want to meet. And he told me a story about how he had to replace those speakers because the first time Prince turned the system on by himself in the studio, he blew the speakers up. He was kind of tinkering. Right. And I guess the master was like way up. And like Prince hit play and pow! Like he's like, that must have scared him, because to hear those speakers break like that, like pop. He's like, he said Prince kind of did, he kind of walked kind of swiftly to his office and said, hey, something's wrong in there, or something like that.
Yeah, get it fixed fast.
Yeah, just fix it. He didn't. I don't think he wanted to, but Sal quickly figured out what happened, and he,